Alright, Smith Welding Restoration. We're going to bring you a bunch of used car lot stuff because that's in vogue. We get the cash flow working, then we move back to the classics that we enjoy and love. We pulled the headlights already. We're just going to see that. We're going to clean up this bumper cover. It's peeling, it's flaking. We're going to pop that grill off there because it's just these four doodads, and it pops right up. So we got total access to the bumper. We've got a slightly crushed fender. We're not even taking it off. What I'm going to do to that is, well, I'll let you see it in stages. You know, we got some issues here that are, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. I'm going to debate whether or not cutting that out and welding steel in is a better option than straightening out and fiberglassing it. It's a car lot car. Mirror was broke, so I just cut the fucking cable. It's got to plug in inside. We got a new mirror that we got to paint. Fast and dirty. Car lot car. This bad boy's supposed to be ready to pick up tomorrow afternoon. It'll be a walk around. This is the bumper. Pretty much all went back down to rubber. The Ford plastic that they use. This door, we actually had to get inside with a steel bar and back it out like a dolly. I had to take the hammer all across here and reestablish that crease to straighten that line out. Down below, y'all saw that hole. I didn't exactly want to show all that, but I mean this is a roll down the hill car. All right, we got to keep this in mind. That big fucking hole that was torn, I put long strand fiberglass over it after I got things beat to submission. I got short strand over that. Dent there, we got most of it out. All that caving in, we got dollied out and pulled. I'll kind of show you some of the shit that I had to put together today because I'm not a man of established means. So when I need a tool, I fake it. I fake it and make what I have to. It works well. I like being inventive at least. Oh gosh, back here you saw, you know, that those wheels came all the way back here, big old fucking skids from it. We did some sculpting here. Short strand sculpting. I pulled out what I could, but it's all double walled in there, and you can't put a hook back there and pull on it. It doesn't do you no good because you're pulling on the inner fender, the inner wheelhouse. But this gets us into shape. Mind you, this is a car, we pulled it in at 10 o'clock this morning after going and getting propane because we ran out again. And it leaves tomorrow by 6. Back to the news at hand. I was given a slide hammer. I didn't have a cullet, I didn't have anything. I needed a hook. Took a piece out of the scrap bin, bent it over in my vise, beat it to death basically, welded it on where the cullet is supposed to go on this. So it's permanently just a hook. That's alright because I'll use that for all kinds of shit. You guys have seen them in action. I didn't own that. I didn't own one yet. This one, I found a nut that fits on my regular slide hammer with a little pinch on it for the studs. Well, I need a smaller hook to get in some areas. Actually, inside those holes is what I used it for, and it was just far enough throw it goes underneath, and I'm pulling out on this section, putting the pressure here, not up in here. So I was able to pull out a lot of that shit there. Help. Steel bar, again, out of inventory, out of the scrap bin basically. That bolt I found in my parts bin, I've got 2 trays full of shit, from connectors to bolts, nuts, who knows. I sort through them about once a year. Well, those are the handy dandy inventions of the day. You can go out and get it in a kit. I've seen kits like Harbor Freight for, I don't know, 30-40 bucks. I'm not spending it. I'll make the shit. But there you go, folks. We'll come back later. So we got that wiped. Very little to do on the bumper. It all feathered out pretty nice. We're gonna sand that off over on the other side, and then we're just gonna shoot sealer over this. I got a sealer to use. A lot of sculpting going on today, folks. I'm not telling you this is great. I'm not telling you this is the right thing to do. I'm telling you this is one way to fucking skin the cat. We got that straightened out. We actually had to put 2x2 tubing in the back and put everything back into shape. I laid down long strand fiberglass down there underneath because it was torn. The metal was actually torn away from whatever sideswiped this. Short strand over that. Got everything sculpted essentially. This is filler on it, and this is the first wipe of actual filler. Then we will sand this down and one more wipe. Prime it and go. Alright, folks, this is Adam with Welding Restoration. We got Jeremy Cocaine behind the counter, or behind the camera. Damn. It's morning, leave me alone. Alright, check this out. I don't normally use this particular filler on these car lot rehash. Fucking, this is the better shit. What is it? Z-grip, I think it's called. I really like using it on restos because of its workability. Alright. You don't want to fucking flop a bunch of air into your mud, otherwise it'll be a fucking mess. So we're looking at this door. You can see that one down there. If Jeremy will catch a shot. Remember how bad that was. We got it pretty well straightened out. Now we're here on this aspect. Not a lot to clean up. I've come to start using these metal fucking spreaders. I've really grown fond of them. Mostly because I'm not out any fucking money except for about 8 cents in lacquer a week cleaning them. Not really needing that profile. I got a ward too much about this clown trying to get straight because there are a bunch of dingers in it. This is basically the second wipe. I hear everything, all the real deep shit on this car lot car. You know, they get only so much time of actual metal bumping and things like that. And I ain't busting a fucking welder out for them unless they pay for it. It could take me less time to weld something. It could be easier for me. But I say welder like, oh, because they know I'm going to charge you for it. I don't give breaks on my welding. You know, that's a fucking skill. What they have me do for them, car-wise, takes very little skill. It's just going out there and throwing enough fucking mud in the project. We got a bunch of real deep recesses down here to deal with. You can see that's not perfect. But anyhow, the idea is I want to pull this shit nice and tight. Forget how I've been using that white bucket stuff for so long. Forget how the Z-grip flows out. It's beautiful. Mind you, this is a car lot car, not even a great car lot car. I mean, I haven't even seen the car lot, the physical car lot itself. But I'm concerned they even have a car lot. Alright. The old man's alright by me. We tried amending me today. Well, yesterday. Here's the one thing, you know, you do this for pay. Here's the one thing you gotta beware of. You find a price, you shake on a price, you write it up, whatever. I'm saying, you know, Tommy Shoe says I videotape that shit from now on. Videotape it, write it down, something, get an agreement. These guys I rarely get anything described or reported. Actually, I never get anything described or reported. It just is. But it's the and thens that are gonna kill you. This shit, this might be the final coat. I don't know. We may need one more after this. I'm just trying to get this shit to where, like right there we got Lowe's, to where I can shoot a primer on it. And I'm actually going to primer these because of how much damage there was. I got to primer it and sand it out. Mind you, it's only going to get sanded down to 400 and then shot. That's par for the course with these. If I use primer, now some of this shit I don't. Is that right? No, hell no. Would I ever recommend it? Fuck no. Ooh, big old chunky in there. Love it when I do that. Fucks up everything I was just working on. I'm leaving it. Leave it the fuck alone. You get it close enough, leave it the fuck alone. No one to stop poking your fingers in that shit. Not in bad shape here. This whole fucking corner was crushed where it got sideswiped, and I actually had to build this out of short string. I pulled some of it out with it being a double wall. That shit being a double wall was a fucking nightmare, so I left the fuck alone. Now these Taurus, it's interesting. This flat plane actually comes down and it's this plane as well. That's all actually the same angle. This has a little dip to it for the wheelhouse. So we got to bring that around. And it actually, if it's correct, it fades into the flat plane right about here. Right about here. So this will be dipped in just a little bit right about there. So you have this. I've done so many of these for this car lot. They love Ford Tauruses. So I know where the fucking rust is, and I know the contour is. I bet I did 50 of these bastards last year, and 50 of them, 40 of them was rust right in here and right inside. I'm not even worried about inside there. I built that out enough. I think once we can contour that all out. Fucking back. I will let some mud though. Hate having extra mud. Especially when I use the good shit. Do you put mud on this thick? No, fuck no, never. Especially if it's on a car that you want to keep. This car will have problems in the not so distant future. Just is. I think I haven't rolled to the end of this one. Conclusion on this one. I was saying about and then. You get those customers that you shake a hand on a deal, you decide a price. Oh, and then while you got the gun out, and then while you're over here, can you? Hey, you gotta wipe this thing down anyhow. And then, so that's what I'm discussing. You know, the paint, OEM paint is expensive enough. I don't have a mixing room. Look at here. I don't mix my own shit. I go to my vendor, I get the paint by code. So, the and-thens will murder you. They wanted me to fix this bubble cover. There's not much wrong with the stuff. I said, no. I can fucking shoot what I gotta shoot here with X amount of paint. That's all I'm fucking buying. We agreed on this price, and now I'm in for twice as many hours just cause. But let's check out this bumper that this took him much longer than I wish it had. I'm not gonna say much longer than it should. It's much longer than I wish it had, but it's ready to seal. We're going to seal that and shoot it. We're not going to prime it and wet sand it. You did a hell of a job. That is, Jeremy, what's that, number 3 bumper cover?
Yep.
So this is shit that y'all can do. I mean, Jeremy's got me here. I've done dozens of them by now. So Jeremy's got me here to, hey, this looks fucked up. What do I do? But you guys all got me here for the same thing. And PW Darren and Pete and so many other guys out there that are in the know. Hey, what do I do now? You can go out there and do this shit. You just gotta do it. 9/10 of this is the fucking motivation and desire. So, We're going to show you that over there finished before primer. This is done and it gets sealed. We'll primer that, sand it, and paint it. Until next time, get out there and fucking do something.